Alright, this is just a really quick overview on the functionality. We'll send you a PDF with the instruction sheet that will tell you how to use all the different features, and there's like a zillion different features you can do with this, but I just want to go over some stuff real quick. I'm going to send you a little light bulb that you can use for testing. I would highly recommend that you get familiar with the system, plug in the light bulbs, learn how to use it first. You don't want to be figuring it out on the day of. That's no fun. There's a few different functions of the thing. When you first get it, go ahead and turn it on. Here I'm using an external battery. If you replace the internal batteries, you can use the internals, but that's a whole nother video. So we'll put onto the external. Screen will come on. First thing you want to do is press mode a couple of times until you see the firing system voltage. This should read about 13 volts if your system has a fully charged battery. If your system isn't reading 13 volts, charge it. It's just silly to try to do it with a dead battery. And actually, I'll say that we sold these things for a long time. Awesome firing system. 99% of the problems are related to dead batteries, so buy quality batteries. Alright, so couple of features real quick. The first one is that you can use this like you do a Cobra firing system, and that's to say that you select the channel that you want to fire, in this case channel 1, press fire and OK at the same time, and when it's in fire mode it will actually activate the system. You see the little LED comes on. So the second mode is you can put it into step mode. So when you put it into step mode and you press OK fire, it will fire the next one in series, in this case 2. You can also put it into continuous mode, which will fire all the different cues based on the interval that you set. You can set all the timing, so each one of them fires 1 second after each other, but you can also do it arbitrarily, which is the way we use these systems. We pre-program them with the fireworks that we are going to shoot. So the first one goes off right away, and then the second one goes off 10 seconds later, and then the next one goes off maybe 15 seconds later, and that's a big board, so we have a full couple of minutes pause, then the next cue, and so on and so on. Then when you get down to the finale boards, we might have a few of them that fire with millisecond delay, so that we've got a whole bunch of stuff in the air at the same time. When you have it in that mode, you can also hook up multiple systems together. There's plugs in the back, so if you bought a couple of these, you just run the jumpers from the out port on one to the in port on the other. When it hits the last cue, it will automatically trigger the next one, and so you can program a sequence that's indefinite. It just keeps going forever. Alright, so I'm going to reset both of these two things real quick, and we'll talk about the different types of e-matches and things that you can hook up to it. Of course, we got the LEDs on here right now. I have a Falcon or Talon igniter. These are the little hot wire igniters. You clip them onto the fuse. A lot of people absolutely love these. I'm not a huge fan. I like regular standard commercial e-matches or consumer igniters. I think those work better, but some people find them to be a little more difficult. So features on the board, once you've got your stuff set up, you want to put it into test mode. Probably too bright to see, but these little lights next to each one of the devices that has something plugged into it should show up green. If they don't show up green, check the connection. It means you did something wrong. There's red and black terminals, which is absolutely meaningless. E-matches have no polarity, so that's not going to matter. If you're testing it with LEDs, it does matter. For whatever reason, these are not always consistent. A lot of times on a lot of the systems, the center rail is negative and the outside rails are positive, so just keep that in mind. If it doesn't work, flip it around. If it's an LED, I mean, you may find that it works all of a sudden. So color coding is really irrelevant. The system runs with Q1 going across the top to Q8, then Q9 across to 16, and so on. So if you have this in continuous mode or you have it in step mode, each time you fire it will move from one to the next. Or if you have it in continuous mode, of course, it all happens automatically. So I'm going to set it to 3. So I put my remote on 3. We got this little hot wire igniter. I think it's probably too bright for you to see, but we'll go ahead and we will put it in fire mode and fire that. So these work okay if that's the sort of thing you like. next I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run it in continuous mode. You'll see that we have two E-matches plugged in on two different channels. They're pretty far away. I'm going to run this in continuous mode, so you'll see, hopefully you can see it be bright enough. The LEDs light up, flowing along, and as it gets to the one that's on there, it will fire. And I believe I've got a 1 second delay currently, so that way it will be pretty quick. So here we go. Just move these off the board because they throw a lot of fire. There you go. So pretty simple. That's it, guys. It's a pretty simple system to use.